Jake, great to see you. Looking very rosy and well.
Thank
Without the tinted goggles on today. But uh, talk to us about your ambition, because it obviously you did lose last time out. The podcast you did the next day, I thought was extraordinary. The honesty. I listened to that whole podcast, and you're kind of. I think your honesty won a lot of people the day after how you were feeling. We don't often hear it in that kind of depth. I don't know if the other guys watched that podcast as well. I thought it was quite interesting. I've never really heard anything like that before from a fighter the day after. They normally disappear, and you've got your I don't say stooges, but your brother and the other chap that interviews you as well. That deep honesty, has that helped you since the loss?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm a very realistic person, and you have to face life for what it is. And I've been through a lot of challenges, and I'm not afraid to face them. And it is what it is. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to be self-aware. And I've learned so much more about myself in that loss than really a lot of other moments in my life. And so for me right now, I'm more motivated than ever. And to your question about ambition, like I'm reinvigorated with this will to win and have even more conviction now on what I'm capable of accomplishing in the boxing ring. And if I took someone, who had been boxing their whole life to a split decision, put them on the canvas after 3 years, then I'm for sure going to be able to make some even more drastic changes and improvements over the next 3 years, and compete at the highest level.
Nate Diaz is a huge name around the world in mixed martial arts. They're kind of he and Nick are really what you and your brother are. Jake and Logan are to the YouTube world, the influencer world. They are icons. I've been to their gym in was it Stockton, isn't it? It's rough that way, but they're loved. They are very loved. So you're taking on a guy who's sometimes the heel and sometimes not. So are you going to be the heel in this, or is he going to be the heel?
No, I'll for sure be the heel. I've been telling my friends this will be the first fight, I think, or I guess back in Manchester, we were outnumbered in terms of fans. There was mostly Deji and KSI fans there, and only a couple of Jake and Logan Paul fans there. So I think in this arena here in Dallas, it's mostly going to be Nate Diaz fans. He's obviously super loved, has had a long career, a legendary career, like you said, and I respect him as a fighter and as an MMA, I guess, juggernaut. That's he's innovated the sport and been a part of some of the biggest pay-per-views, and that's why it's awesome to be able to fight him. Unfortunately, I'm going to knock him out, but I do respect him.
Well, funnily enough, he is very similar to you. I think they've cut their own swathe, haven't they? They've stayed true to themselves, like you would say about yourself.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. They haven't changed for anybody. And they have a belief system and values that they follow and abide by.
They're
And like I
fucking lunatics. They
said,
are.
yeah, they've gotten crazier and crazier over the years. But it's entertaining, right? Like it's very, very entertaining. And that's what the fight fans want to see. This is the most brutal sport in the world. This is the most violent sport in the world. And so it's filled with lunatics, and they're at the top of the list. And the lunatics come in all different colors and shapes and sizes. But for me, it's entertaining. And that's why I'm excited for today's press conference, because I think it's going to be absolutely buck wild. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Final one from me, guys. I was watching you not running away, but running off facing forwards when you got surrounded by Mayweather and his crew. Was that a weird experience?
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say that. Uh, no, it's media. It's media. It's playing chess, not checkers.
We've all been in that scenario where you have to leave facing sometimes, where you know that it could go wrong.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You got to be smart. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen. Like, I think Joe is like old and he's had a padded record. He hasn't fought anyone good. So yeah, he's 9-0, but we don't know how good he is. He's been inactive. And KSI hasn't fought anyone good either. He's just fought influencers. And people say, "Oh, he fought your brother." Yeah, my brother wasn't good when they fought. So he hasn't fought anyone good really. Like we haven't seen him tested. So I really don't know what's gonna happen.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Jake's got to
Michael,
go.
can I ask one more question, please?
Jake's really got to go. I'm sorry.
Just to round it up, you sound like the purist right now talking about it, by the way. You sound like the boxing, and all the guys agree with me. You're starting to sound like the boxing purist tonight.
Well, thank you, I guess. Yeah, I just love this sport, and I'm surrounded by real fighters all the time. Most valuable prospects will be real, young, hungry boxers who have been fighting their whole entire life, and we want to give them a platform in a professional way. And
Are you different to the rest then? Are you different to the rest?
Well, I want to find the next Muhammad Ali, the next Mike Tyson through most valuable prospects. I'm not trying to find the next fucking what are these guys?
OnlyFans star who's going to be a boxer,
yeah, like Salt Poppy and all this stuff. Like it's
cool
and fun, but I'm trying to grow the next generation of talent and boxers and help women's boxing and sign world champions and get them the paydays that they deserve. This WWE Misfits is kind of a separate side thing that I don't care about.